So I'm just going to give you a bit of an overview of the map. The map is a wonderful visualization of the whole journey. Specifically what you guys are going through and have already started going through, but also it's a resource. So you can use this as a tool through people you might train. You can use it in your own business startups, your NGOs, social enterprise initiatives in the future. If you now go to the website, influenceglobally.com, the map is the first thing you see. So you can go look at some of the other information before you came, but this is now the main point. And I'm now just going to go through, just for a few short minutes, explain the map, explain the purpose of it. But just practically, one of the things you'll notice is, can you see these little bong, 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 little pinpoints? If you go onto the interactive map and you click on one of these, it then gives you the ability to download the material, okay? So anything that you have in your handouts and your packs, anything we've been working on, there's a PDF or a digital version of it. Okay? As we're going through the sessions and as we're recording things, we will be uploading the videos as well. Okay? So things that explain. So if you use these resources in the future with other people and you're thinking, oh, I can't quite remember how to do the team canvas, you can have Peter explain it again. Okay? If that makes sense. The map is a tool developed by eLab, and the illustration is by a friend of ours called Matthias. So it's a wonderful visual way to go through the journey, but what you'll find is these themes and these ideas are quite similar to other business resources that maybe you've come across, maybe other courses you've gone on. The reason we've wanted to visualize it is partly we're very visual people and we like to see the whole journey, but also for a lot of people, if they haven't gone to lots of courses, if they haven't gone to business school, or if they haven't watch loads of TED Talks and things like that. It's quite a quick way for you to explain all that it's involved in really getting something off the ground. Okay? So again, the language I might use might sound like business, but this can be equally applicable for a charity, an NGO, and all the rest of it. I'll use the screen, but I can use this as well. Basically, the journey is one where we start on very personal items. So you guys have already been doing some of this. You've done the strengths test, you've done the Value Me. We've been looking at some of these. We've talked about the vision and what the purpose of why we're here. But as we go through in the next few days and we go through the resources, we take on a journey. And that journey is one of really defining a purpose, a vision for what we might want to do. And in business and in charities, that might be identifying who we're going after, what the purpose is, what the ideas are. We'll be going more into that. But once we've done that, it's actually a process of coming into some really clear and practical processes. So some of it comes from business thinking, some of it comes from processes like design thinking, really thinking about how you quickly pull together an idea, a process, and start moving with it, start creating it, start prototyping it. And from there, it comes very much into literally doing it. How do you actually deliver it on the ground? How and action points and moving it forward. The whole time, this is centered around a core garden. So in my mind, it's like a beautiful, imagine your own countries and one of the most beautiful gardens you've ever been to. A nice zen, quiet space that is the source of your peace and strength. The team, the structure, some of the stuff that we've just been talking about, is all of this stuff flows from this place. Okay, so this is really important, and when you go through the team canvas, that's where that stuff's defined, but to have an effect on everything we're doing. Just for me personally, one of the reasons I think it's so important we start here is that it's important that we flow from who we are into what we do. I'm always guilty of saying, hello, I'm Ben Hodson, I'm a blah, blah, blah. Or hello, I'm Ben, here's my card. And just defining myself just by my productivity or my output. The reason we start here is because who you are is more important than just your next business or your next project. You know, your identity helps define those things, helps do a great job in those things, but it's a really great place to start. And simply this is the toolkit. So some of the resources we've already been sharing with you, some of the processes we've been going through, some of the tools. this is just the items. So at the moment, if you look, most of these already have the downloads live. So the documents you guys have, you can then download again. But as we go through the next few days and this week, we will complete this journey. Okay? Does that make sense? Yeah? Any questions so far? No? Cool. We're hoping that the more we define some of these materials, the easier it becomes and the simpler. And I know there's a lot of points on there, but actually as you engage with them more, you'll realize that bit by bit, they're very easy to digest. Okay. And one of the things, especially the Swiss are very good at is structure and organization. But the reason for that is it's really helpful to force yourself through a process because it helps to refine your ideas. So for me personally, I don't like lots of lists and things, but I love to imagine the story I'm on, imagine the journey I'm on. And that's why this map is a really good tool for that. So you can see the whole picture. And what's nice about a tool like this is if in the future you face a challenge or you feel like something isn't working, you can use a reference point like this to just think through the different parts. Is it personal, team? Is it something in the structure? Is it something in the idea? And you can use each of these tools to help you really figure out how to move forward.